the Healing Through Love podcast with Sharlene Lynch and Rose Davidson. Join Neha Sonney as she explores reparenting and healing from childhood trauma. Learn how self-love can transform your relationships in episode 110.
Long story started 16 years ago when I was a brand new mother. My son's going to be 18 next month, but you learn to be a parent while once you become a parent, and then you realize you're making the same mistakes that happened with you. And I said, okay, I had decided very long ago, means when I was about 11 years old, that I would be a different mother, a more loving one, a kinder one. And I decided that I'm going to change myself and learn to love myself so that I can be there and show love, appreciation, and empower my child. What I did not get does not mean I continue the damage. It can stop it to me. It's taking the responsibility that comes from becoming a parent. So that's when I began my journey of learning to love myself.
Welcome to another episode of Healing Through Love. Each week, we share ideas, experiences, and resources to increase the awareness of domestic and family violence and to empower survivors to grow and thrive. We talk with experts who share their advice, or with people who have experienced abuse, no matter where they are on their journey. This is all about healing through love. And now, here are your hosts, Sharlene Lynch and Rose Davidson.
Hello and welcome to the Healing Through Love podcast, a space where stories of strength, resilience and transformation unfold. I'm your host, Sharlene Lynch, and I'm honoured to be your guide on this journey of empowerment and healing. Today we have a very special episode tailored just for you, whether you're driving the car or sipping a tea or simply just taking a moment for yourself. We want you to know that you're in a safe place. Healing Through Love is more than a podcast. It's a community, a beacon of hope, a reminder that you are not alone. In this episode, we've got a guest who will share a story that resonates with the core of our mission, a story that illuminates the power of love, resilience, and unwavering strength. It lies within each of us. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let the healing journey begin. But before we dive into today's inspiring narrative, a quick reminder that if you find value in our episode, consider supporting us by sponsoring us, subscribing, sharing, and just leaving a review. Your engagement helps us reach the hearts and spread the message of healing. I'd love to introduce to you our special guest today, Neha Sonney. She is in Hong Kong and she is a speaker. She's been invited to speak at the US Consulate of Hong Kong and interviewed live at Princeton TV. Yes, and she's going to talk to us today about her amazing book, Wired for Self-Love. So I'd love you to just tell us the story. How did you get to where you are?
Long story started 16 years ago when I was a brand new mother. My son's going to be 18 next month, but you learn to be a parent while once you become a parent, and then you realize you're making the same mistakes that happened with you. And I said, okay, I had decided very long ago, means when I was about 11 years old, that I would be a different mother, a more loving one, a kinder one. And I decided that I'm going to change myself and learn to love myself so that I can be there and show love, appreciation, and empower my child. What I did not get does not mean I continue the damage. It can stop it to me. It's taking the responsibility that comes from becoming a parent. So that's when I began my journey of learning to love myself.
Oh, I love that level of awareness. You know, for most people, there's a linchpin. There is a moment in time that creates that level. And for some of us, it is a tragedy. And for others, it's just an awakening. Like, do you remember the time when, you know, you saw yourself in the mirror and knew that this is the thing that had to change?
Yes, and that mirror was my child's eyes that reflected terror that he saw. And it was the same terror I experienced growing up. And I said, I cannot continue this. That was the moment I said I needed to change because I do not want to recreate another me. And as an adult who doesn't know anything about herself, completely disempowered, uh, being in the wrong relationships, making the bad choices, and feeling the most unconfident person in the room. That was me over 20 years ago. And I had the power in me to change that for someone else. So it's additional responsibility. I decided to re-parent myself so that I could parent my child in a better way, in a right way. I don't know if it's the right way, but certainly better than my childhood.
I love it. Yeah, it's so true that we have these series of patterns of behaviors and we're rinse, repeat from the age of 7 years old. And unless we have that level of awakening, we're just going to repeat the patterns and then we repeat that for our children and our children repeat the patterns. But congratulations on breaking that family pattern so that you now are vibrating at a much higher frequency and can afford that opportunity for your children to live at that heightened frequency. I love that. So then when did it come to you that you were going to write a book about this process that you've been through?
I had been on this journey of self development for a very long time, and it just happened that I came across people on a platform called Toastmasters, which is a training platform for speakers. I met someone and I was following his journey. He's a self-published author of over 17 books now. And he was running a program at the time that, okay, if you want to be an author, I never thought I would be an author until much later on in my life. But the opportunity came about. I said, all right, why not? It was the pandemic. And I said, okay, why not? Let's just do it. But writing this book was another, wake up call. How are you going to show love to yourself while you're writing this book? That was another thing that happened for me as well. So that's how I started writing the book, doing the research and everything, all of those things. Just actually, like, I thought that researching about these things, I would have to look up boring journals and like I was just procrastinating. So I understood what's behind that procrastination. So procrastination is not necessarily a big problem that people make out to be. There is a reason why we're procrastinating. Once we are able to find that reason, then it's like, okay, then it becomes like a smooth flow and then go on and write the book, publish the book. So yeah, that's how writing that up, the writing opportunity came across. But I was already blogging big time for myself in other areas and like just writing about my own personal development journey. So I loved even writing. So it was just going from becoming a blogger to writing and then becoming an author. It was kind of like a step by step. Plus, as I mentioned about Toastmasters and doing the personal development work, coaching, certified as a coach. So all of that work comes into my book. I was also meditating, and meditation changed my life. I had to become more present and makes me a better speaker. Just last night, I was at a capacity building workshop with over 12 participants who were between the ages 18 to 30, and they're still struggling with the same problems, those beliefs. So how I challenged my beliefs. I write about all of those things, addictions, behaviors. But these are not just my stories in there. There's stories of other people who have fought their inner and outer bullies. Things happen to us, but then it's our choice whether we want to continue that or not. So I have strategies and I have stories in the book that I have shared for everyone else to benefit from. And especially if people have experienced narcissistic abuse growing up, this is going to be rather helpful, at least the stories. They will feel more validated.
Oh, I love that. That is fantastic. So, from a life experience, waking up and realizing that you wanted to be a different person, going through making those changes yourself, and then being in the right place at the right time during the pandemic to be given the opportunity to write a book, which is called Wired for Self-Love. That's a beautiful, easy title to remember. And it, first of all, started on Kindle, from my understanding, and now is available in paperback. So, that's amazing. Now, the link for this book is going to be in the show notes and also in the show description. So if you have a challenge in and around how you perceive yourself, and it's not just how you perceive yourself, it's how you're getting by. It's the results that you're getting. If there are things in your life that you want to change, it's guaranteed that at the core of that issue is a limiting belief that's holding you back from moving forward. So maybe reverse engineer it, listeners. And is there things in your life that you want to change? Okay, is there? I'm sure there is, because it's the human condition. Then the thing that we need to dial it back to is those limiting beliefs that are holding you in those lifelong patterns. And that's what this book does, Wired for Self-Love. It helps you identify, first of all, lifting your awareness to what these challenges are, and then also almost reverse engineering them to have a look at what those limiting beliefs are and how you can rewire those, how you can literally change how your brain is wired, and through a series of patterns and behaviors to give you that new outcome that you're looking for. I love it. Now, this is also really relevant for parents as well. So can we sort of talk a little bit about parenting?
You have a choice to not repeat your traumas that happened to you. There are certain things that you may not have liked or appreciated and how your parents conducted, and that's not going to change overnight. When you become a parent or choose to become a parent, I suggest, if you are a young couple looking to have and make babies, work on healing yourselves, because otherwise your traumas are going to play out in not just your relationship, but also your patterns you're going to live. Your children are going to repeat the patterns that you do not change as a parent.
Absolutely. And for those of you listening, and if you're a little on the woo side and believe that perhaps maybe this is not your first time on this planet and that you've got past life experiences, that perhaps maybe it's not just a family pattern, perhaps maybe it's a past life pattern. And for that, you're going to need to see an expert. Just saying. I love this. You're speaking my language, Neha. We can have a conversation about this until the cows come home, which means in Australian speak forever.
Yes.
Because they take a little while to get home. I love this. Okay, so what's next for you? You've written a book and now you're running a coaching program. What's next for you moving forward, Neha?
I am looking for more speaking opportunities since the world is opened up. If the message of self-love, it can be very conflicting and selfish sounding, but I'm here to break it down and make it simple. And there's many things, and self-love can look very different from person to person. And that's something that I can help people, guide them through that step by step and make it more personal to them, because it's all personal development, personal responsibility. It's very personal. It gets very personal when it comes to coaching, and it gets personal when it comes to stories as well. So I'm there to share stories and strategies as a speaker, online or in person. If you want to invite me, I'm happy to do that. I also have other books in the pipeline. I'm always working on myself and looking at how I can improve. So more recently, I've given up consuming caffeine. Chai is something Indians grow up drinking. And if you do that for 30 years, you get so addicted to your coffee, your chai, and you need your caffeine fix. But what is it doing to your body? You have to decide that. It's like nobody can do that for you. You have to do it for yourself. So not just caffeine, but there is also other things that we get addicted to. For example, the smartphone. So at this moment, I am in the middle of writing another book about the addictions and problems that happen because of being addicted to gadgets and how they take over. So my way to approach things is not to if possible, yes, chuck the phone. But in today's world, we're connected that way. It's a blessing in a way. But so we take the blessings, we can learn and reach out to people and have conversations like this one. So take advantage of that technology, but do not become a slave to it.
I do love it. I love that we can understand that these addictions give us brain chemistry and that there are other choices. And I look, as a reformed alcoholic and a woman who's given up coffee and a vegetarian now and a stack of other things, reformed hoarder, OCD, and also ADHD, and I've got all of those things managed. I get it. It's about brain chemistry. As a recovered alcoholic and my other addictions, what I've noticed is that addiction might not be about addiction. In fact, what I've noticed is it's more about connection. And if we can find another way to have healthy connections, then we change the way we lean into our addictions. I could talk about this till the cows come home as well. We've got so much in common. I love that. So next for you is more speaking gigs and also the opportunity to lean in and write the next book. So you run, is it a group coaching program or is it a one-on-one coaching program?
Most of the time it's one-on-one coaching programs.
Okay,
Yeah,
so probably next is a group coaching program so that you can maximize your time so that you can lean more into obviously working and doing more speaking as well. I love this.
Yeah, so people who want to learn public speaking, that can be a group coaching program because I teach that as well.
I love that. We do have so much in common. So I'm a professional speaker and a speaker coach. I love it. Yeah, so I specialize in body language yeah, I love it. It's my favorite place to be, teaching people how to lean into influence and authority so that they can turn up that way. And because their body language always gives them away just quietly, but you know that.
Absolutely. 100%.
I love it. So this is a great opportunity, a great segue. If you're listening today and you want to make a difference for people in and around family and domestic violence, we'd love to hear from you. Here in Adelaide, South Australia, we run pamper days. Think day spa on steroids, where we have practitioners come and hold the space, hold the frequency for our survivors, and they experience a beautiful day of a day spa. So they get their hair done, their makeup done, the facial done, usually the other way around. They have a body massage. They might have neck and shoulder. They might have their Reiki done. There's a huge list of things that they have. This is all provided free for our survivors. Now, as of 2023, Healing Through Love has gone global, and we are now running events all around the world. If you'd like to know where your local event is, or if you'd like to lean in as an organizer or as a practitioner and help us create one in your own backyard, please reach out to us. We have masterclasses on a monthly basis to teach you what we know about how to run these events. I love it. And hopefully we can have you as a guest speaker at one of our events. That would be amazing.
I would love that opportunity. Sounds amazing.
Thank you. Now, just in closing, because we've been chatting for a while, what would be your words of wisdom for the universe today?
Get to know yourself. Heal yourself. Before you think about helping others, help yourself. And that is going to help everybody else around you, especially the people that are closest to you. Without impacting your own life, you cannot impact others. Without your relationship with yourself, you cannot have a relationship, can't have a connection with others. So connect deeply with yourself. Do not run away from yourself.
I love that. So for our listeners today who are beginning their journey of that level of self-awareness and connecting to themselves, what would be the 3 most important things that they would need to do to get that level of connection with themselves?
If they can spend quiet time, that's awesome. If they have healthy hobbies that they can do on their own, it helps them to contemplate. For those who find it difficult to do this by themselves, they can do it with a friend that they can trust, some people who they can hold account, who can hold them accountable, or with a coach, however and whatever works for them. Someone who can hold that space for them, that's going to help. If they can venture into meditation, that's brilliant. These are the few things that they can do to start.
I love
That's
it. Such hints. I love that. So meditation, spending time with yourself, and a hobby that you can basically be in a state of meditation whilst you're sort of doing that internal processing. And I love that. I love it. I love it. So much to learn. So we're looking forward to the next book and the next teaching program and seeing you speaking on bigger stages. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to hold this conversation with you today. That's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from Neha.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Healing Through Love. You can get further resources, see the show notes, or simply reach out to us via our website at htlaustralia.org. Thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to your company next time on the Healing Through Love podcast.